Hello everyone, my name is Yahchanan Boaz Netanyahu, and I'm here to make another video to put a lot more detail into some things so you can understand where I'm coming from and have a better understanding of what I'm trying to say, okay? So, with all that in mind, this one is going to basically be titled The Bloodline by Brother Yahchanan. That's going to be the title for this segment. All right, so this way that you can see where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about, and where my research is coming from, so you have a better understanding, and we can just go from there. So, one of the things that I use in my research as I fast and pray and study the Bible, not just read the Bible, is this right here, this book. And I hope that you can read it and see it. You can get it from any Christian Bible bookstore, or Barnes & Nobles also has it as well. It helps with understanding a lot of the historical and archaeological facts that pertain to Christianity and its roots in Judaism, and the history of, a lot of things from the perspective of the Bible, but from an archaeological standpoint as well. So, with all that being said, okay, we see here with the bloodline, if we start with Genesis chapter 10, verse 6 through 20, you'll see that these are the descendants of Ham, okay? And these descendants of Ham basically is the ones who basically formed a lot of the dark races. As you can see right here in this map, okay, as I told you, from Genesis chapter 10, verse 6 through 20, the descendants of Ham, and you'll see about, his four sons, Canaan, and then Phut, or Put as some may say it, then Mazaram and Cash, okay? Then also you see the three sons of Mazaram. These are his three sons, and where they line up, as you can see, where modern-day Egypt is, also modern-day Libya, and other places of the African region. Okay, and so you can see where they come from and where their origin is, and that's very important to understand that. Another thing that's also very important is that a lot of individuals want to talk about the curse of Canaan and how that came upon him. But the thing of it is that curse was only for Canaan. It had nothing to do with Mazaram. It had nothing to do with Kish. It had nothing to do with Put, or as sometimes some people pronounce it or spell it, P-H-U-T, Put. It had nothing to do with those other sons of Ham. It just had to do with Canaan, and Canaan only. That curse was placed upon him, and you can read about that in the book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 25 to 27, where the curse was only for Canaan only, not the other sons of Ham, not them, just that one only. And that's important to understand that, and it's important to see that, and that you know that. It truly, truly is. Okay? And so now, since you see that from off the map that where all those sons were at of Ham, and how they helped in bringing forth the dark race, and how it brought forth not just them but also the rest of the people of the rest of the people of Africa in general. It's important to understand that and know that, okay, so that there don't be any misunderstanding there, okay, that there be no misunderstanding of that at all, in any fashion, form, or way. Because a lot of times, people, they want to go by what old individuals or certain individuals who wanted to basically oppress blacks in the mind, about the curse of Canaan. I just want to make it clear that if you read that, Genesis chapter 9, verse 23 to 27, the curse was only for Canaan only. It had nothing to do with Cash, it had nothing to do with Mazaram, it had nothing to do with Put. Okay, they weren't under that. It was just Canaan under that curse. So that's very important that is made clear. Can't stress that enough. All right. Another thing is that, in Genesis chapter 11, verse 10 to 32, you'll see the descendants of Shem. Okay? And Shem, who's the other son of Noah, you'll see that through him came eventually the father of Abram, and who Abram later on became Abraham. Okay? And he's the one who fathered who eventually became the nation of Israel through Isaac and Jacob. Okay? It's very important to also understand that as well. It's extremely important. All these things are completely important to understand and know that very well. Now, as we go more into some depth, that Exodus chapter 12. Exodus chapter 12. Exodus chapter 12, and I'm going to be reading out of this right here, which is the Hebrew English Tanakh. Okay, that word is Tanakh. And that says the same thing. It's just using the Hebrew alphabet, but it spells the same thing. The JPS stands for Jewish Publication Society. Okay? That's the book I'll be reading out of. The Tanakh, the book Tanakh, basically, to help some people here that are not familiar with it. The T stands for Torah, okay, where we get Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, okay. Then we have Nevi'im, which is the prophets, okay, and that's that there, as you can see over here. And then we have the Ketuvim, which is the writing, okay, and all that makes up the Tanakh, the Jewish Bible of the Old Testament. And that's what I'm going to be reading out of. Exodus chapter 12. Okay? And this is going to be verse 37 and 38. From Ramses to Sukkot, about 600,000 men on foot, aside from children. Moreover, a mixed multitude went up with them, and very much livestock, both flocks and herds, and they baked unleavened cakes of the dough that they had taken out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, since they had been driven out of Egypt and could not delay, nor had they prepared any provisions for themselves. Okay? Now this mixed multitude, I'm be reading this right here is a good is a good commentary